Okay, guys, I'm back. Yes, I am. So, I've cut up a lot of that photo paper I always use. So, it's a little bit bigger than the normal ones I show you guys. This is what I normally do. This is twice the size. This is, if you know your international paper measurements, it's an A3 cut to an A4 cut to an A5. This is A5. And then this would be even smaller, but that's not what we're going to use, right? Okay. So, I have my colors all mixed up. I am going to make a lot of mess, so I gotta roll up my sleeves here, because we're gonna make those little ones that I'm gonna put in those mats. So here we go. Ooh, and I didn't do a sponsor list. Should do a sponsor list. Well, I'll just pop it in. I'll pop it in right here. Here it is. Okay. We're gonna do orange, because we want the orange to pop up there. And of course we're going to give it a little of that sienna, because that goes so well with the orange. Now everyone can do this, as you can see, really easy. I would have liked the other one for reference. Because it's more of that color, I'm guessing. More of this color. So we're going to put that along there. And we're going to fill in a little bit more of the orange. Put in some lighter blue. A little bit more of the sienna. Okie dokie. And I'm going to swipe it with another piece of photo paper, and here it is. It's Kodak Extra Life, because lately a lot of people have been asking me about the paper again. So I'm swiping and I'm swiping, and then I want to torch it, and we're going to see what we get. Very pretty. That is extremely pretty. I'm very, very happy with that. Look at that. I'll give you a really good close-up. There it is. See how those colors really go well together? That is really pretty. And I'm pretty sure this will be really pretty in one of those frames. Now, if I had one, I'd show you. Of course, I can only show it like that. See? You can't see it that well because I can't lay it on top, but as you can see, that will be pretty. But of course, we want some variation, so we're going to start over again. This time, we're going to do right smack through the middle. Let me get you in focus there. There we go. And we're going to put a little of that on the sides. Then a little, oops, I contaminated a little bit of the stick. We don't want that. And then I want some of that and more of the light blue. Ooh, and there's a little thing there. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, now you can. See that? Go away! You will be captured in paint. You'll never get away. Go. Wow. He was really stuck on there, right? So this is kind of nice. And then we're going to swipe it again. That's cool. And let's see what happens to this one. Ooh, there comes the orange popping through, which we really like. And that one's kind of cool because you got the light blue popping through the dark blue. Only what I'd really like is a little bit of movement. And this is, see, this is different from pouring on canvas because you get to manipulate just a little bit of the paint. By doing this, it'll all go to the middle because we're, as you can see, I'm sort of making a curvy thing. But it takes a while because you have to have patience that it all goes to the middle, and then we're gonna let it pour down. And there you see that it's already manipulating the paint. I'd like it to do something there too. But next one I'll put a little bit more paint on it so that you can see how that moves. But if you're doing this, you know, at home, you can really take your time and make it do all kinds of fun swoopy things. And you can still see it move. And we're going to let it come down a little bit. And I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that, but we'll just leave it as it is. Now I'm going to do a really swoopy one. So we want the burnt sienna, we want the really pretty orange that really makes everything pop. Then I'm going to be putting in of the light blue. Then we're going to put in a little bit darker blue. And the next one I'm going to be using the greenish turquoise just to see what that gives us. But as of now, I think that is more than enough. And this time I'm going to be using my palette knife because every tool you really use gives you different effects. So what I usually do is I pull it up, as you can see here, and then I pull it down because by doing that you really make it mix. So cleaning off the palette knife. Now I'm going to torch it. There it goes. Now that is really, the middle is really pretty, but this was meant to do a lot of swooping. So I'm going to let it all roll down smack into the middle, and then I'm going to let it come down a bit, go over a bit, and you can see it move as we speak. And it moves faster because there's a lot more paint on this piece of paper. Then I want it to come back in the middle. And I want it to come down. And it's going all over the place, as you can see. But it is giving us a really nice pattern. And sometimes when you're making these, you know, for the mats, you don't want everything to look the same. So that's kind of cool. See how it goes in the middle here? Here I have some beautiful cells, which you won't be able to see unless I do this. There you go. And we'll just leave it as that. And now I'm going to try and recreate the other one. So what I'm going to do is start again with the orange and the sienna. This time I'm going to put in the greenish turquoise all around it. A little more up here, a little more down here, and I think a little bit of that blue won't hurt it. A little bit of the light blue just to give it a little bit of interestingness. A little bit more of the orange, sienna. Okay. Now I'm not going to scrape it up and down. This time I'm just going to swipe it all over the place just to give you an idea of the different effects. So we're going to swoop it up Swoop it down. And usually I would always say, make sure with every swipe your palette knife is nice and clean. But that's okay. Now I'm going to let it swoop all together before I torch it, because I'm going to give it one more in a bit. This is sort of nice all by itself, but we do want some cells in it. And I was going to recreate the other one, but as you can see, I'm already distracted. Now there are a lot of cells in here, which I do like. I like this part, but not so fond of all the orange. So we're going to let it swoop down a little bit. So I'd like to take out this piece here, just a little bit of orange, not too much. I'm looking at it, seeing if I really like it. Not that much. So if you really have something that you really don't like, I think the best thing to do is just put some more paint on it and just swipe over it. We're going to make this a bigger one. There it goes. Now, let's see what we get. I can live with that, but I'd like it to do something different in the middle. That's looking a little bit better. But see how now it's going sort of, first it was really tight and straight, and now I'm giving it a little bit of a curve because I think that makes it just a little bit more appealing. So I'm doing that again. Letting it come down a little bit. There it is. This is pretty, yeah. So here you go. That's it. The colors really do the thing. You know, the cells are just the added, a little bit of added extras, but you'll see once we put a frame around this, it'll be really pretty. Okay, one more. This time I'm going to be doing one in the middle. And we're going to just pile up the colors on top of each other. And this time we're going to add a little bit of the gold, which we haven't added yet, but this time we are going to add that. And as you can see right now, it is dropping right through because we all know that everything that has metallic in it is pretty heavy. So that's why we're giving it a little bit extra. A little bit of the sienna. There we are. Now this is something that I think you can do with kids also, because kids always like to experiment with different ways of putting paint on a table. So I think that'd be really a cool project. You could do this at the kitchen table because it doesn't make a lot of mess. So we're gonna just let it swoop around a little bit. See how much paint we have. That's kind of cool all by itself, but we're going to take it a step further because we don't have enough paint on it. More sienna, then the blue. And we're going to finish it off with more gold, which will go straight through, so we're going to give it a little bit more. Now, we are going to push this one up. As you can see, we're going to push it all up there, and then we're going to swipe it down. There it is. Oops. Got to get a hold of it. And give it a nice little torch. I am not getting a crispy, let's see if I can get you in here. Now, what you're seeing here is everything that is this color, that's gold. And that's going to be really sparkly once it's dry. But I do want to do something to it to make the cells a little bigger. That's going to be really interesting. And down that way. That's going to be really cool. I want this a little bit more of that. And then just pour it down here. That's going to be pretty. This bit here, there's a lot of gold in it. It's going to make it really stunning. That's going to be pretty, this bit here. Okay. I think we're going to make one more. Yeah, because otherwise the video is going to get really long. And I know you guys like me playing with paint. So this time I'm going to do a squish, because a lot of people ask me to do that. So we're going to do that. We're going to lay the colors next to each other, because when you squish, you want some definition in your paint. The colors want to be like this, well defined. And of course we're going to pop in the gold. So we're going to do spread that all over and hope it's going to pop up. A little bit more of this blue. And we're going to put some of this color in the middle, because otherwise you get that really big spot of turquoise greenish blue. And I'd sort of like to have a little more different colors. Okay, so now we've placed it all like we want to place it. We're going to put the other piece on top of it, and we're going to sort of spread it. You can feel the bulge of paint. So we're just going to really softly. See here, the paint's already coming out. I think that's more than enough. And we're going to pull it apart. Now that is really pretty too. I think that would look pretty just all by itself, but let's torch it. Just a little. Just a few little bits there, just to make it interesting. So this is it. No dinking around with it anymore. Now this, I'd like to do something to it to make that orange in the middle just a little bit bigger. And first I want to get rid of the air bubbles, and then I'm going to torch it, but just a little bit more than the last one. See how they all pop out? So this is kind of interesting too. Although guys, you're not picking up the colors as well as I am, but that's okay. When it's finished I can show it a little bit better. Only this one, because I see so much of one color, which I don't really like, I'm going to give it a really little bit of glitter. Now, that's about it, and the other one too. Maybe a little bit here. And this one. Yeah, that went wrong. Too much of a little bit of seed. I got a little blotch of glitter there, so I have to finish that. If you ever have this happen to you, you don't want to leave that on there because I don't think that is very appealing. So then you'll just have to go through it with something just to make it disappear a little bit, and that works. Now it's just a little bit of glitter, but to level it out, I'll do that here too. Yeah, that's better. I'm not sure if you can really pick it up. It's just the dusting of paint, of glitter. See that? And once it's dry, you'll almost not see it, only when the light catches it. And that's what I sort of like it to do. There you are, back in focus. Okay guys, I think we're ready with this. And I have a lot left over, so I'm gonna do one of those pours out of the batter thing. Sorry, but I have to put them away. Okay guys, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean this up a little bit, and I'll prepare a little canvas. Then I'm gonna put all these colors into my little batter releaser, this thingy-me-jingy, which I bought for a couple of bucks, and it leaks already, but doesn't matter, we're gonna do something with it. So I'll be right back. Love you all for watching. Love you all for your support. See you in a bit.